I'm Dr. Mary Jo Ruggieri, and I'm a holistic health professional. And welcome to Staying Well with Dr. Mary Jo. We are talking about turmeric today. And you know, it's very interesting. In India, turmeric is one of the top spices. They call it the spice of life. They often say, "Hail to the power of the Haldi," which is what they're talking about with turmeric. Now, also, you will not find an Indian dish that's not curry-based, that is not the stem root of it all, turmeric. Because these are medically and evidence-based. And I'm really excited about that because, again, I often hear, well, the things that you talk about, the things with herbs, the things with homeopathics, these are not evidence-based, and it's not true. And when I go into and I see the studies they're using for inflammation, the studies they're using with pancreatic cancer with turmeric. So let me share with you some of the benefits, and I'll give you a little bit of some of the research that's going on. So let's start with some of the benefits, okay? And let's look at the anti-cancer properties. Huge with turmeric. According to many of the studies that I looked up at UCLA, curcumin, remember that's the ingredient in turmeric that gives it its power, was found to block the growth of cancer by inhibiting cell signaling between cancer cells. They're also doing incredible studies with pancreatic cancer. And one of the things, pancreatic cancer is a very difficult cancer, but they're saying that not only is turmeric, preventable with pancreatic cancer, but they're using it in rehabbing pancreatic cancer. They're saying that 45 to 50% of pancreatic cancer can be reduced and or absolutely prevented with turmeric. Turmeric is also a hugely high antioxidant, very high. The thing that was new to me and some of the things that I looked at was the skin benefits. Due to its antiseptic and anti-inflammatory process, the thing that I find the most success, and I use this in my practice a lot, is the huge anti-inflammatory joints, arthritis, rheumatoid, osteoarthritis. When you work with turmeric, if you're using it for something like that and you want to take capsules, you can actually use the root. Especially if you dry the root and you can actually grind it and move it into a powder, you can just put it into gelatin capsules, or you can buy some. And we'll talk about that in a second. But take the capsules and you take them every day, just like you're doing with you're taking any vitamins. Now, the other thing with the joints that they have had success with, great success, is to heat turmeric with like a lime juice. And they'll make a paste, and while it's hot, they put it right over like if you have some arthritis in the wrist, and it really pulls out. Now, one thing that I've always used, like for headaches and things, which is an inflammation, is to do a foot bath. Soak your feet in hot water, but put in that a whole teaspoon of mustard. I add some turmeric. I actually take the powder and add some turmeric to it. And then you take that and you put a little bit of cayenne pepper, because pepper, when you use black pepper or cayenne pepper with turmeric, it enhances the success of the turmeric by 2,000-fold actually. So you soak your feet in it, and honestly, you'll just feel everything being drawn down. So we use that a lot for migraines. Now, another and a big piece of the research is eye health. Turmeric reduces oxidation of the lens proteins. There's proteins in the lens, which is the source of cataracts. If it becomes too problematic, the cataracts can be thick. Well, turmeric reduces the oxidation of this. Another big one, which they're really doing tons of research on, especially in cancer, is liver function. This is profound. Turmeric increases the detox enzymes, which help to eliminate toxins. The turmeric gently starts to move through and pull toxins out of the body. It also decreases, and this is actually very evidence-based, also decreases the LDL, which is the bad cholesterol. Now, one thing that I think that we haven't had enough information on is the blood function. And when I have studied with my yoga background and my Ayurvedic background, they also talk about turmeric affecting the blood by improving circulation, promotes blood information, and formation and purifies the blood. They use that a lot, especially in India and in all of their recipes, because they feel that it's a blood purifier. That's what they say in essence, that it's a blood purifier. So let's look at this. Okay, you have the root. And when we are working with, especially when we're working with doing something with it, you can do it. You know, turmeric is also part of the family of ginger. And ginger, same thing. You can see the difference. Okay, the actual turmeric root is slightly yellow. You see that? And of course, the ginger is a much lighter color, but they're from the same family. And I think taking the turmeric right from especially the root, is very powerful. Yes, the powder, and when you work with the powder, you want to make sure that you get the powder that's taken right from the root. Sometimes they grind it too much, or they wait too long for it to process. So you want to get it as close to the root as you can. Now, what you can do is, and you do it the same things you do with ginger. You can just look at that. You can just peel it right off the stem. You could actually take, if you want to take a look at this, you can actually take a peeler, and you just gently, take it and just move it right through. Look at that beautiful orange color. This is the turmeric, and this is the curcumin that's in there. And you can really see the difference. Just peel. It's very simple. I like to keep fresh turmeric around because I can actually just peel it, okay? And then I can take it and I can actually just put it right, just take it a little grater. I can use it on my salads. I can put it in my soups. And that's all you have to do. It's that simple. When you get to doing holistic rehab or detoxing, you actually, many centers that you go to, like Hippocrates is a good example. Turmeric roots are out there all the time, and they have a little grinder, and then you just take it, and if you have a big salad, just put it on. It doesn't taste. It's a bitter. If you kind of take one little thing and put it into your mouth, you'll taste a little bitterness. But when you put it in soups or foods, or people are putting it in yogurts, you actually can. It doesn't taste as bitter as it does. Another thing that you can do with it, which is very good, is you can take and you can make turmeric juice. Okay, and you can just put the turmeric right into a little. This is a press, but you can put it into a juicer, and watch as you squeeze it, and you can see the juice coming right out. And also, this is see the juice now. Very potent. If you juice the turmeric root, now that's just a little piece. So if you juice the turmeric, and then you have all the turmeric right here. So it's easy, it's accessible. You can cut it into slices, you can make teas out of it. And I also want to make sure that you know that the key to anti-inflammatories, natural anti-inflammatories, every one that you look at has, maybe they'll have boswellia in it. Maybe they'll have certain other things, but there's never a case, this is a boswellia complex, but there's always turmeric and ginger. In 99% of the good anti-inflammatories, natural anti-inflammatories you use, you're going to see, you may have boswellia, you're going to have ginger, you're going to have cayenne and lemon and turmeric, ginger. So these are two of the better ones that I like with these. Also, we have an herbalist who makes us tinctures. And guess what? Her first ingredient is turmeric. Now here's the ingredients that she uses. Turmeric, devil's claw, yucca, black cohosh, St. John's wort, ginger. And a tincture is very good because, and it's a beautiful color. You can see it. It's a reddish color. When you heat turmeric, when you heat it, it's basically will turn into a paste if you put it with water. When you add it to a tincture, it turns into that beautiful reddish color. And you just use so many drops of it. You could put this in teas, but this is a very good way to work it. Again, I think it's just very powerful to actually take the root and, like I showed you, to peel it and just have it sitting there and ready to use. Very simple. Now, for people who are on the go and you want to get, it's interesting because it does take the more turmeric you use, the better you feel with it. So it's not something like you can overdose on it. You want to get a little bit more turmeric than you think with it. And so look at the difference in the tablets. These are just really pure. It's a paste. They have made the turmeric into a paste and put it into these capsules. And I like this. I like to be able to have a turmeric, capsules. I sometimes will increase my turmeric if I'm using a natural anti-inflammatory. Now think about it. Muscle sprains, arthritis. What's arthritis? But inflammation. So they have turmeric. You can go to most of your health food stores and you can get turmeric tablets. Now I think it's best you get the tablets that you will say made directly from the root and not processed, because again, the closer you can get to this beautiful root, and you peel it, looks just like a wonderful yellow carrot almost, but you actually can get the more power of the curcumin in the turmeric from the root. And as a student and as a Ayurvedic practitioner, one of my training is whenever I would work with my yoga and my ashrams is basically we would drink golden milk all the time. Now here's what you do. You take the powder, take a half a cup, and this is what you want to start out with, a half a cup of good water, a half a cup of turmeric, and basically it takes about 7 to 9 minutes, and you keep adding the water to it, because once you start, just keep stirring it and keep moving it, and it'll start to get real pasty. And add a little more hot water and keep it going. Okay, and if it gets too thick, you just add some more water to it. Now, you keep this paste. You could, again, I'd put it in a glass jar. It's much better because you don't want to leach some of the stuff from the plastics. You want to keep it 2 or 3 weeks. But then what you do is you take a half a teaspoon, and you're going to make like a milk with it. Now, you're going to take a half a teaspoon. You get a pan. Now what you can do is to actually put almond milk. If you don't do cow's milk, you can do almond milk, you can do hemp milk, you can do rice milk, and bring it to a boil, add your turmeric into it, your half a teaspoon, and just it turns a light golden color, hence they call it golden milk. 4 to 5 minutes, and just let it kind of almost boil up, and just keep stirring it. Now, add a little honey. Now taste it first, because if you use almond milk, that's going to be sweet anyhow. Add a little bit of honey, maple syrup, or stevia, and then mix it all up. Now pour it into the cup, and then add, at the very end, don't cook with it, but add in the cup, add some good oil. Sesame, I think, it's very good, or udo oil. That has some coconut oil. Sometimes I put a little bit of, just maybe a half of a teaspoon of coconut oil. And just stir it around. The oil just brings the quality of the richness to the golden milk. And then you drink it. Young kids love it. Whenever I'd work with my yoga centers and we would just prepare that every morning, we just put the cups out there, and we used a lot of almond milk with it, and then you just drink it. Now, the benefits of turmeric are profound. And I thank you for being with us and listening to this. At the end, I'm going to put up the recipe that I just talked about for golden milk. And I'm going to put up more benefits of what you can do with it and how to make certain pastes. So, to stay well, please include turmeric in your program. Thank you so much.